I'm Felicia.
And I'm Ian.
And we are the Paranormal Lovers. All snuggled up.
Hello, paranormal dudes, dudettes, and dudays. Welcome back to another episode of the Paranormal Lovers.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How's it going?
How doing?
Thanks for joining us for another episode.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 47.
For episode 47.
Woohoo!
Even though it's different on my notes, but we got it.
Yeah, we're doing something a little different this week.
Yeah, we're gonna try something new. Me and Felicia both love Indigenous Tales, their podcast.
Yeah.
And they're doing this whole month long of Indigenous Tales.
Well, they only do Indigenous Tales.
Yeah, that's all they do.
It's Native American History Heritage Month.
Yeah. And we both love that stuff too.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of do a double episode today.
Woo! 2 for the price of 1.
So you guys are going to get a 2 for today. So I'm going to do one and then Felicia's going to do hers.
Yeah.
So
that'll be fun.
Double episode, mega extravaganza Sunday.
What did you love about this week, Bill?
I loved spending time with Patty this week. We did a bunch of cool stuff. We got a tree. Put that up.
Yeah.
We ate a big lasagna for Thanksgiving. I know, like, you're supposed to eat a turkey, but we didn't do that. So
yeah, we didn't really feel like celebrating the holiday. We just kind of had a meal with your parents.
Yeah, we just ate with our family.
So that was fun.
Yeah. So I love doing that. What did you love about this week, baby?
I think I love getting the tree and decorating for Christmas.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We got a bunch of old ornaments that my Nana used to have.
Oh, my Lord. That was so much fun.
We rooted through all of them and, separated out ones that we wanted to put up and stuff. And
yeah,
that was pretty
we have
awesome.
A large tote full of glass ornaments, and it's been decades since I've had glass ornaments. So that...
Yeah, all of ours were plastic because of our kid. And dogs.
Yeah, dogs. Yeah. So we got glass ones again, and that's fun. I'm just waiting for one to break.
Yeah.
Just waiting for it. I know it's gonna happen.
They will.
Yeah, it's this time of year is rough for me. You know that because my mom passed away like 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of feel in the holiday spirit though this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the first year I really kind of feel like I'm still like getting depressed and stuff, but like I'm like, yeah, Christmas, let's do it.
Right.
But I've been in the Christmas spirit since November 1st, since I don't celebrate Thanksgiving anymore. So
right.
Yeah, it's been fun. All right, what do you got for us this week, babe?
Okay, I got a good one for you. So in my opinion, the worst thing that ever happened to humans is when we discovered that we could take whatever we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Flash forward to today, and greed just rules the world. So long before we lived here in the mountains of North Carolina, indigenous peoples of the Cherokee tribe lived here. It's a beautiful place filled with ancient mountains and streams. And these mountains are old. They're like the oldest.
I want to say it's like the oldest mountain range in the world.
Yeah, it is. And you can tell because all these mountains are just like rounded off and
short and squat.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful place, and every day more chunks of the mountains get, and trees get bulldozed, and there's one place in this area that has been a small community ever since the Cherokee lived here. So, in the last week of celebrating Indigenous Peoples Month, this is the story of Hot Springs and Paint Rock.
Oh, Hot Springs.
Hot Springs is a small mountain town tucked away in the Appalachian Mountains in Madison County, North Carolina, and is one of me and Felicia's favorite places to visit. It's so awesome.
You literally get to go sit in hot tubs filled with water from the hot springs.
Yeah.
And those mineral springs are some of the best physically and mentally to just like take a bath in.
Yep.
And it's outside and there's a river and
It's
trees
great.
and
I love it.
mountains. And it's just, I need to go. My knees need it.
Yeah, they do. Like I was saying before, long before white settlers took over this area, it belonged to the Cherokee and was considered sacred land. The Cherokee peoples would make pilgrimages to the warm mineral waters that flow naturally out of the ground here. About 4 miles away from Hot Springs stands a mountain named Paint Rock. It was also considered sacred land. The outcroppings of this mountain provided shelter for indigenous peoples and ran along the mighty French Broad River.
Mm-hmm. The
all,
Broad is French.
yeah, all along the side of this mountain are pictographs etched into the rock with red paint. The pictographs left here were from early indigenous peoples. The red paint was a mixture of natural dyes and can still be seen there. A lot of the pictographs on the bottom of the mountain are worn off due to rain, sun, and soot from campfires from
Yeah.
people. Um, these pictographs have been dated around 5,000 years old, so
Mm-hmm.
they're old.
Old.
They depict humans, wild beasts, fish, and fowl. On many of these rocks, there are strange rectilinear. That was a new one for me.
Yeah, rectilinear.
Rectilinear lines painted on them. It just means like they have these weird, like, it looks like a maze,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
that
like
makes
from
sense.
Judicola.
Yeah.
Um, the paint is said to have come from the indigenous Paint clan. Some of the pictographs are still visible today up high in the side of the mountain. So like if if you ever want to go up there, you have to like hike up to the top to even see them.
Oh, see, damn, because I was like, I want to go, but then you know how I feel about hiking, so I'm
Right.
like, but I want to go.
I'm not sure how bad the trail is. There's still a
Yeah.
trail that goes up there. I'll just have to like
Well, I have to go check it
hike
out,
it
but if
and
I have a
see.
panic attack, you're gonna have to like,
Get you down.
yeah, you're gonna have to baby me back down the mountain.
Right. The town of Hot Springs and the valleys surrounding it can be seen, all from the top of Paint Rock. Um, there is another area here significant to indigenous people, and it's called Lover's Leap.
Oh.
It is an outcropping of rocks high up on the mountain where a Cherokee woman named Mist on the mountain leapt to her death.
Oh.
She was the daughter of Lone Wolf. She leapt to her death upon hearing the news of her lover's death. Magma. Um, he died at the hands of a jealous brave named Tall Pine. Don't want to mess with that dude.
Pines can be melted with magma.
This is true. I didn't think about that.
I'm just thinking about like Minecraft, but
I just thought Tall Pine sounded like a scary name
yeah, I mean that's intimidating
for a short guy,
sure.
anyways. But Tall Pine perished soon after from a panther encounter.
Oh shit, the Catamount didn't like it.
Yeah, so that's when I guess she had leapt to her death.
It was Seraphina.
Yeah, probably.
She was like, no.
Right. I'm sure there are other stories of surrounding hot springs. The energies in this place are high. It is said that this is where Mayberry meets the Twilight Zone.
I don't know the theme song for Mayberry, so
Right. Mulberry Street.
that's 21 Pilots.
Right.
It's a good song though.
It also seems like something is kind of protecting this place. Like someone or something doesn't want this area getting too populated or big. The mineral waters in Hot Springs was a place of healing for the indigenous peoples. It was discovered by white settlers in Madison County in 1778, after the Indians. near the banks of the French Broad. Sometime in the 1800s, a guard blockhouse was built at the top of Paint Rock to protect white settlers that were encroaching onto Cherokee land.
Of course they are.
Mm-hmm. A proposed community named Warm Springs Colony was created by the Western North Carolina Cooperative Manufacturing and Agriculture Association of New York City.
Good God.
In 1870.
Too many words.
Right. I'm sure there were many conflicts that went down in this 100-year period. The stockholders with Dwight S. Elliott as president and Hinton Rowan Helper as a booster, sought to establish two colonies, one for manufacturing and one for agriculture, on tract owned by James H. Rumbaugh.
It's a lot of names.
Right.
This guy and that guy and this guy and that guy. And
those were the three that go after them guys to get the land back.
Let's put up a guard shack because we're encroaching in indigenous sacred land.
A Raleigh Episcopal rector said he had heard, this guy's to blame too, said he had heard that 1,000 bushels of white potatoes could be grown per acre in the surrounding rich soil, which was also suited for corn, wheat, cranberries, apples, medicinal herbs, and root crops. So this guy's to blame too, because he told him, "Oh, you could grow stuff out here."
Oh yeah, you know that hot mineral water, it puts lots of minerals and vitamins into the ground. You should go grow stuff over there.
It's like,
and the indigenous peoples are like, "Yeah, no shit, motherfucker."
Yeah, that's where our farms are, you son of a bitch.
Right.
Yeah, he predicted that the area would become the New England of the South. Ugh.
It's not.
No, it is not.
It's a little tiny town.
It's too hilly. I don't know how you could grow 1,000 bushels of potatoes in an acre.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
It's called a terrace.
Well,
like a terrace farm, you know,
I guess
you
you could do that.
Like stuff into the side of the hill and the water will run down it when it rains and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, you could definitely do it, but like it's very, very, I don't know how to describe the area out there. Like, we're in the mountains, yeah, but it's a little flatter. They're a little more spaced out, but over there it's like so claustrophobic and
squished in,
yeah, everything's just like right there. It essentially sits in a bowl.
It does. Ooh. Yeah.
Me just beating stuff. Yeah, it like
it's
sits in a bowl.
It's like the combination of several valleys, kinda.
Yeah. It's small though.
Mm-hmm. The organization advertised for hundreds of farmers and workers skilled in wood, iron, stone, each to own one share in the association. A local hotel was to be used as housing until individual homes could be built. The proposed hotel lease, however, fell through, and little is known about the colonists who actually came to Warm Springs.
So they just like came and then nobody ever heard from them again?
Pretty much, I guess.
You fuck around and find out.
That's what
happens.
They did. They messed around and found out.
That's all right. I'm going to be eyeballing shit now the next time we go over there.
Right. A tavern was built near the springs in the late 1700s. So this was, I guess, before they went there, or during the time that they went there? It was
probably when they were settling, because like that's one of the very first things I feel like that goes up when a new place is being
the tavern
settled is a tavern.
Yeah.
Because, you know, drunks.
Right. It was a regular stopping place for many travelers. Frank Ashbury, the first bishop of the Methodist Church in the United States, stopped there often as early as 1803. The old tavern gave way to the first hotel on the site. The Warm Springs Hotel was the place where a young Zebulon B. Vance, later governor of North Carolina during the Civil War clerked.
And slaveholder.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about all the
Vance Monument.
The people that were pissed off the Vance Monument got tore down because of a slaveholder.
Yep. While the development of hot springs and the success of the Warm Springs Hotel in the early 1800s were assured by its prime location, on a stagecoach line. So, like, that's the only road that went through stagecoaches.
I can see that.
Its status as a resort destination came with the advent of the rail service. So, when the railroad was put in.
I wonder if the stagecoach line is 209.
Maybe.
Because I feel like unless they built a bridge over the French Broad so you could come in the way you get up when you get off the interstate.
Probably not. Not back then.
It makes me wonder if it was that road that comes up over the mountain that I can't drive on anymore because it gives me panic attacks.
Probably.
It's a beautiful view. If y'all like driving over mountains and see views, drive over from Waynesville into Hot Springs. It's beautiful up there.
For sure.
If you have a fear of heights, don't.
Yeah, don't do it. It's got some straight drop offs, and you look over the side, and you're like
10,000 feet. It's got to be maybe not 10,000 feet because I think Mount Mitchell's only over 6, but they're steep damn drop offs.
They are. With new owners, the hotel got renamed to the Patton Hotel in the 1830s. It had 350 rooms and a dining room that could seat 600 people.
Damn, that's big.
Yeah, it was a big hotel. They call it like the Patton White House or something. There's a sign for it there now, right when you pull up to that main little area that we go to.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
The big historical sign.
Yeah.
But yeah, it had a dining room that could seat 600 people, and it also had the largest ballroom in North Carolina.
Wow.
People would come and dance and stuff, have a good time. It burnt to the ground mid-century. The community's name officially changed to Hot Springs in 1886. So like they changed the name of it. Under new ownership, a new hotel was built on the site by James Edwin Rumbaugh. That same guy, I guess, huh? The Mountain Park Inn was even grander than the Patton. The new hotel had around 200 rooms. It boasted cool summer temperatures and luxurious accommodations. It had 16 marble bathtubs with hot mineral water from the springs piped into them.
That's what I'm talking about.
So back then, they just piped it into the rooms.
They do that with the cabins now, I think.
Right.
You can go up there and rent a cabin, and they have hot tubs on them that they pipe the natural spring water into.
Yeah. Is that how many hot tubs they have? 16? Seems like that's pretty close.
I feel like they only have like 8 hot tubs at like the spa that you can go to. And then you can rent a hot tub for like an hour?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it's an hour. I think
there's only like 8 there, but then they have several cabins throughout their property that they have hot tubs in as well.
Just makes me wonder if they're using the old piping.
I wonder that too.
They also had tennis courts and equestrian sports, fine dining, and dancing. They also had a 9-hole golf course that was made by the Wana Luna Golf Club. And you can kind of tell when you go there now that there's been a golf course there.
Yeah.
The hotel was leased out by the United States government during World War I at the rate of $1,500 a month.
That's a lot for back then.
I mean, I don't know. The whole hotel has 200 rooms.
No, but hang on. We're gonna get the phone. Y'all watch out. I gotta do something here. We're gonna do some Google conversion.
See how much it is back then.
You said at the beginning of World War I?
Yeah.
Listen, I wanted to be a history professor, and I don't even know when that started. All right. So 1914, $1,500 today. Good God. It's $46,150.65
A
today.
month.
A
Jeez.
month. That's
That's
almost
crazy.
$50,000 a month. Which, I mean, obviously the U.S. military didn't have the money it did. They didn't have an $80 billion budget
Right.
like they do now. It would be a drop in the hat now. I can imagine
True.
back then that was a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. The government converted the hotel and its grounds into a civilian internment camp for government merchant marines. Blech. Government merchant marines. The internees passed the time by constructing a village reminiscent of their Bavarian homes, participating in a band, and building a fully operational carousel, complete with a scene of German merchant ships plying the Atlantic.
I can see that. I get that feel from that place, yeah.
The structures built by the Germans at Hot Springs were blown up by the guards in celebration of the signing of the armistice. And the Mountain Park Hotel was destroyed by an arsonist in the early 1920s,
Oh shit.
never to be rebuilt.
I wonder who that was.
I don't know. While the springs were reopened in the 1980s, Hot Springs is no longer a resort destination. It remains a small community surrounded by a national forest, attracting tourists and campers. There are cabins by the river that can be rented. They also have a series of hot tubs along the river where visitors can soak in the warm geothermal mineral waters.
104 degrees, y'all. It's fabulous.
It's so hot that you have to like take a break about halfway through and let your body cool off.
Yeah. I think we went there when I was pregnant, and I kept like every 5 minutes I'd get out the tub and sit on the side of it so I wouldn't get like overheated and cook the baby.
Yeah. Didn't want to cook that babe.
No.
There are lots of paranormal happenings in the town of Hot Springs and Paint Rock. Some say they have seen a Cherokee man walking down by the river. A number of visitors to the hot tubs also said they have seen the ghost of a man slipping into the hot tub next to them.
Oh shit. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I'd be like, sir, I'm half naked. This is not the time.
Others reported being watched by this ghost from the riverbanks. Some have heard disembodied voices in different areas there. They have seen orbs, and a lot of people get weird vibes visiting, especially empaths.
See, we've never been up there at night though.
Right.
Like I'm pretty sure you can go later in the day, but we've always went like in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can. They have lights in the hot tub, so you can go to those at night. It's probably imprints of past lives and conflicts between Indians and settlers that have left their energies upon the land.
Yeah, probably.
Some have heard hauntingly beautiful songs being sung at night. 2 campers are said to have heard this one night by the river. When they went down to the river to investigate, they saw a beautiful woman down by the river. She seemed to be calling them down to join her. When they got to the river's waters, she slipped into the depths. The 2 campers, being lonely men, followed the beautiful siren into the river and were never heard from again.
The siren of the French Broad!
Yep.
Yep, I apologize to everybody's eardrum that I just blew out. That was our second episode.
Yeah, that was in our second episode.
I covered the siren. Oh, look, I got goosebumps.
She said to have frequently visit Hot Springs.
Yeah, and I also think like the energy is probably because it was a sacred place.
Sure.
Like the energy of the minerals and the hot springs, but because it's the French Broad River and it's a very long river, so that would make sense.
Yep.
Wow, she gets around.
Me and Felicia love visiting this place, and by my view of it, it's changed a little bit since doing this episode.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be real bizarre the next time we go.
Looking for spooky stuff the next time.
Be looking for a siren sitting in the hot tub. Like, where's she at?
I know if I hear weird music, I'm like headed to the car.
Right. Be like, don't go, Ian. Don't go. Be like, hey, bitch, he's mine. This is my bitch.
I'm somebody's bitch.
Y'all had to be there, okay?
But that was my episode on the Hot Springs and Paint Rock.
I never knew any of that about Hot Springs. I mean, it would make sense. It's all Cherokee land.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, like you have a place that has warm mineral water, and it's so good for your joints. It helps with everything from arthritis to psoriasis and eczema. Like, it's amazing for your body to go take a dip in it. So if you get the chance, I highly recommend going. For anybody that lives in Western North Carolina, I don't know if they still do it, but Wednesday used to be like local. So you get like 10% off if you lived in a surrounding county to Hot Springs.
Sure.
But yeah, and I never knew about Paint Rock. Paint Mountain?
Paint Rock.
I never knew about that. I would love to try and get up there one day and go see the
petroglyphs.
Because I bet that's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that's mind blown. Mind blown. I wonder what was the building that you have to like go through to get to the hot springs. Was that part of either one of those hotels? Did you find out? Or is it just something they built for the hot springs?
I don't know.
Because it's like technically a spa.
Right.
Like you can go get massages and stuff there too, which don't touch me. But
I think that's new. Like I think that was built in like the 80s or something.
Yeah, probably when they opened it back up.
Both of the hotels that were built, I'm guessing they were built right there.
Yeah.
In that main area. But both of them were burnt down.
Yeah.
And so
that's odd.
Which, yeah, see, that's the whole part of it too. It's like the whole place seems like it doesn't want people moving there
in and doing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why the fuck would it?
Right.
You know, it was a sacred place to these indigenous people who have so much respect and love for nature and the land
and things like that. Yeah.
And then these white people come in and they're like, we're taking it.
Right.
Like, why would you want somebody coming in and using you like that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, plus the siren.
It makes me feel torn, you know?
Plus the siren. Like, what if she's got something to do with it? That could be one of her favorite places on the French Broad. And she's like, I might be a water thing, but
this is the only place with warm water. Come on, y'all, get out of here.
Right. I bet it is a really special place for her too. She's like, shit, let me get up in these hot springs. She's like, my scales is getting all cold and shit. Wow, that was an awesome episode.
Thanks.
I dug that a lot.
See, I threw it together pretty quick.
And
I know it's kind of a shorter one, but
it's gonna be real creepy going over there the next time we go, especially like that one mountain that we go down where they've like burned it a few times.
Yeah,
and it's all just like dead trees sticking up.
See, that's weird too. That's one of the areas that like burnt so bad here.
That's a place that kind of creeps me out when we go through there. I'm not gonna lie. So
interesting.
It is interesting. We're gonna have to go do some investigating and via sitting in a hot tub.
Right.
Via sitting in a hot tub. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to do my episode.
Yeah.
My story. I have another Indigenous tale, and it's tied to a constellation. And I'm so excited to do it. So, we'll be back in a minute.
And we're back. Be back in a minute. Bye, guys. Hey, guys.
We're back. Woo.
Hello, paranormal dudes and dudettes.
And dudays.
And due days.
Don't forget the babies. All right. So I want to shout out my manager real quick because I had actually planned on doing the Changing Woman. But the Navajo gave me a lot of anxiety because I feel like there's just so much about them, like the Navajo code talkers and all that. So I was talking to my bosses the other day, and Nate was like, you should look up the Seven Sisters. And I was like, bet.
Sweet.
So I was like, I looked it up and I realized that I love stars and all that good stuff. So,
Sure.
Pleiades is actually the scientific name of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is a star constellation that is part of the larger Taurus or Bull constellation and is also known as the Seven Sisters in many cultures. And when I say many, many cultures.
Nice.
Its astrological name is Messier, or I want to say Miser, but it's Messier. Messier 45.
Hmm.
It is an asterism, asterism, or a quote, observed pattern or group of stars in the sky, end quote. It is also known as an open cluster. It is one of the closest star clusters to Earth, being only 444 light years away.
Only 444.
Only 444 light years away.
Right.
Only. And as I said, many cultures, many indigenous cultures call them the Seven Sisters, and that includes the Iroquois.
Nice.
A little background on the Iroquois. The Iroquois is the name of, I couldn't really think of a word, so I said two different sects. I don't really feel like that's right, but that's really the only word I could come up with.
Right.
One is the larger Iroquois tribe as a whole, and then the second is Six Nations or the Iroquois Confederation.
Mm-hmm.
The Confederation is made up of 6 different nations: the Mohawk, Oneida, or Oneida, um, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca, and the Tuscarora. I'm sorry, y'all.
You good, baby.
The name Iroquois is thought to have come from the Algonquins to mean rattlesnake. They gave them this name because they are such skilled fighters and hunters that they could sneak up on you and you wouldn't know it until it was too late. They were ninjas.
Nice.
Indigenous ninjas.
Woo woo.
Not those ninjas. They call themselves Haudenosaunee, meaning people of the Longhouse. The Iroquois lived mostly around Lake Ontario and in today's upstate New York and some areas of Pennsylvania. They were not as nomadic as other tribes, only moving every few years to keep from depleting the natural resources. There was much infighting between the tribes before the Confederation was formed, which was thought to have happened in the 1500s.
Mm.
It's so weird because our written history only goes back to the 1700s. Well,
Yeah.
late 1500s, early 1600s. So when you think of 1500s, I think of like England.
Sure.
But no, there were people here too first.
Right.
At first, it was the Five Nations, but in 1722, the Tuscarora joined as well. Their longhouses they lived in, no, their longhouses, no, yep, that's what it says. The longhouses they lived in housed multiple families. The structures were anywhere from 15 to 150 feet long and
Nice.
15 to 25 feet wide and could house up to 60 people.
Wow.
The houses were split up into apartments with a fireplace in each hall. One fireplace was typically used by 2 families. Now, the structure of the tribe can be kind of complicated to an outsider. I think I got it. I could be wrong, but I think I got it.
Yeah.
Each household was a division of a clan. These households represent a lineage of either the man or the woman, but never both. Several clans formed each mayote, or simply put, half of a thing, and 2 mayotes created a tribe.
Hmm.
Most of the tribes were matriarchal, although they did perform what most today would consider traditional gender roles. Men would build the longhouses, hunted and fished, and did most of the military type work. Women grew crops, gathered wild foods, and made the clothes as well as other home goods. Child rearing was a tribal affair with everyone taking care of everybody's kids. And that's when people say, like, oh, I wish I had my tribe.
Takes a village.
It takes a village. Everybody took care of the kids.
Right.
Their government was made up of men and women, and each line had a clan matron. And I want y'all to keep in mind that, like, when I tell you about the history of the place, I'm giving you a very, very simplified
Yeah.
version of the history of the place. It is so much more complicated
Sure.
than that. Like their government is so complicated. I just gave you a very, very simplified version of it.
Right.
The Iroquois creation story begins with a sky world where no one lived or died. There was also a great tree that gave life to everyone. One day the tree was uprooted, and Sky Woman fell through the hole to the water below. She was helped out of the water and onto the back of a great turtle by two swans. Animals began putting mud on the back of the turtle, and this formed land. Sky Woman planted seeds that she had brought with her and created plants. Sky Woman went on to have a daughter with who? I don't know. Who then went on to have two sons. With who? I don't know. Listen, I love creation stories, but I'm always real confused about it because I'm
Right.
like, so there's like water people? Like, she fell in the water and she had to create land on the back of the turtle.
Had to be the water people.
Ooh, ooh, kind of like the Noah's Ark thing.
Aquaman.
Yeah, or like Adam and Eve's kids. Like, who did they go out and have babies with?
Also, Jason Momoa.
Sorry, I went La La Land out there. All right, so Sky Woman went on to have a daughter who then went on to have two sons. Both became creators, with one creating evil things and the other creating good things that helped the people. According to legend, how one chose to live their lives would dictate which brother would be involved in their life. And again, a very simplified version of a very complex topic, okay?
Right.
Now, the Iroquois legend of the Seven Sisters is as such. There were once seven sisters that lived in a village and loved to dance. Every day they would dance together in the forest, and at night they would come home to eat and sleep, only to be ready to go out dancing again the next day. One night, the sisters heard a beautiful song calling to them. Forgetting about their supper and going home, they followed the song. They danced and danced towards the song as the sun dropped.
Don't go, it's the French Broad Siren.
On and on they danced towards the song as the sun dropped, and the moon and stars came out to take its place. And still they danced. Suddenly they noticed they seemed to be getting lighter, and looked down to see they were floating in the air, with the land in their village growing smaller and smaller beneath them. And on they danced, going higher and higher into the sky. Soon the song became a voice singing to them, quote, I came to the sky, for a hunter pursued me, and now I am lost in the sky. On the sisters danced and danced, higher and higher. Come, my sisters, come here to me in the sky, and I will watch over you. End quote. The sisters then noticed who was singing. Why, it was a great black bear in the sky. Her neck, tail, nose, toes, and waist all glittered with stars, and still they danced. They danced and danced as the great black bear sang on and on. After a while, they noticed how high and how far from their village they had danced, and they did not know how to get back home. The moon, who had been watching them dance, smiled at them and said, quote, My children, she said, this is your home now. The stars and I love the way you dance, and we wish you to live here with us. End quote. And still the sisters danced. They danced and danced, and as they danced, stars formed. Suddenly the smallest sister heard another voice through the song. She was hearing the voice of their mother. So the little sister turned and began racing back to the sound of their mother's voice. Her sisters were calling for her to come back, but she raced faster and faster to get back to their mother. As she neared her mother, she went faster still with the star following behind her. She finally landed on the ground, but when she landed, she suddenly vanished and only a hole was left in her place. Their mother began to weep when she saw the hole that was left by her daughter. She called out to her other daughters still dancing in the sky, quote, Stay in the sky, she called to warn them. Stay there and dance with the great black bear, you will crash to earth, end quote. Hang on, my throat's getting dry. It's a lot of talking.
Gotta hydrate.
Hydro homies. Hydro homies. The sisters agreed to stay in the sky while their mother sat and wept at the side of the hole. Soon a green shoot sprung from the hole. It grew quickly, growing high into the sky. It was the youngest sister going back to join her sisters. 5 nights after the new moon of January, the Pleiades constellation is at its highest. The Iroquois New Year begins on that day and lasts for 8 days. They have a midwinter festival, and during the festival, they perform the dance of the Seven Sisters. The name Pleiades is thought to come from ancient Greek, possibly deriving from the word plain, Plein, meaning to sail. The cluster was very important for sailing across the Mediterranean Sea. It is also thought that some mythology uses the name of the mother, Pleione, with Pleiades meaning daughters of Pleione. The Greek have 2 legends of their Orin? Orin?
The never-ending story.
The Greek have 2 legends of their origin, one being that the 7 sisters were the daughters of the ocean nymph Pleione and the Titan god Atlas. Atlas rebelled against the god Zeus, and as punishment, Zeus sentenced Atlas to forever hold up the heavens on his shoulders. Seeing how sad the sisters were without their father, Zeus permitted them a place in the sky so they could be close to their father forever. Okay, don't rebel against God.
Yeah.
You might be a Titan, but you're not Zeus.
Teen Titans go.
Jesus Christ. Oh, was it jalapeno or shit? Don't ask me. All my brains all over the place today. The second is a legend that is common among many cultures. This one tells the tale of how the sisters were chased by the Boa Titan, I don't know, giant Orion. Zeus turned the sisters into stars to help them run away from Orion, but Orion also turned into stars and still chases them to this day. Yeah.
I always loved Orion as a constellation.
I do too. Actually, I have mixed feelings about it because, like, okay, so me and my ex had a constellation. You know how people have like songs? Like, this is our song. Orion was our constellation, and now I'm like,
torn about it.
What really a great dude.
Right.
Also, meh.
Well, one of the stars is about to explode, so might not be Orion for long.
Yeah. Yeah. Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice.
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 Beetlejuice. If we say it enough, do you think he'll show up?
Michael Keaton. How you doing?
I'll take the one from that we saw at Disney. That's fine.
Yeah.
He was a good Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And I thought this was really cool too. Aboriginal Australians also have a legend of the original constellation.
Oh, that's cool.
I found an article on, I'm so sorry, JapinkaOriginalArt.com, who I wanted to give a quick shout out because it's a website that helps Aboriginal Australians sell their artwork.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's very, very cool. You can actually go on the website and look at the artist and see their artwork and read about their life story and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like,
they have a lot of pictographs in their lands.
They're indigenous people to Australia. I gotta shout them out.
For sure.
I'm not gonna try and say the names of the groups. And also I don't really understand how the tribes and stuff work in Aboriginal Australia, so I'm giving you a very snippet of what was on the website.
Okay.
Also, I have no idea what their language sounds like, so
yeah.
Like, I think I've seen them on TV, but I've been around enough like Mexican people. I took Spanish and French in school. Like I can attempt those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that to them.
Right.
Okay. There's a group of sisters from one skin group who were pursued by a man from another skin group. From what I understand, their skin groups did not mingle, and although the man wanted to take one for a wife, he could not due to their different groups. Oh my goodness, y'all, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Salt and vinegar burps.
Yeah.
But he pursued them nonetheless. They ran across the land and the sky, or they ran across the land and sea, and finally jumped into the sky, becoming stars. But the man also jumped into the sky to chase them, and is represented by a star on the belt of Orion. Hawaiian mythology tells yet another tale of their origin. and I'm not sure. I feel like I'm not gonna even say. I think they said like what island it comes from. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Everything's in the source notes, y'all. Go find it.
Click the link.
Hawaiian mythology tells another tale of their origin. There was once a greedy royal who took all the food and hung it in the sky in a giant net. The hungry people worked together on a plan to get their food back. A brave little mouse was sent up to gnaw on the ropes of the net of the bag until it broke open and all the food fell back down to earth. Thus, the constellation was named after the greedy man who hung the net in the sky. This time of year is also a new year for Hawaiians. It is a season of peace, feasting, and rejuvenation. And ironically, my favorite fact about this constellation is that in Japan, can you guess what the constellation is called in Japan, Bill?
Mm-mm.
Subaru! Sorry.
That's cool.
And it is most notably known as the symbol of the Subaru car company.
Huh.
The stars.
Yeah.
That's Pleiades.
That's cool.
Yeah. I
Right
knew
on.
that. When I got a Subaru, I was like,
I never knew that.
Pleiades, I love you.
That's cool.
I didn't know that the Japanese called the constellation Subaru, but I knew that Pleiades was the constellation on the Subaru car.
Does it translate to the Seven Sisters? Like Subaru?
Let's Google it and find out real quick.
Right?
I should have while I was doing it.
That's pretty interesting.
Subaru. How do you spell Subaru?
Suburu.
Oh, wait.
Subaru?
Man, let's do this. What is the translation of Subaru? Subaru signifies a Japanese word meaning unite, as well as a term identifying a cluster of 6 stars. So it just means unite. That's pretty dope.
It is cool.
The mythology of this constellation is thought to be the oldest human myth known to mankind, thought to be at least 100,000 years old.
Dang.
It was visible to the human eye when our ancestors first began migrating from the continent of Africa.
I'm sure.
It is thought that the 7th star was much more visible than it is today. Today, you can only see 6 by the human eye.
Right.
And there's a lot of stories about why that is. But, again, giving you bare bones.
Yeah.
So, when you're out at night in the winter months and you see the 7 sisters to the south, know that your ancestors probably looked upon the same stars.
That's cool.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
I got it too.
I'm sure they used it sailing for sure.
Yeah. I touched on that. The Mediterranean Sea.
Mm-hmm.
They used it a lot over there. And yeah, I bet like Hawaiians and Polynesians and stuff. Y'all go watch Moana.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Disney movie.
For sure.
I love it so much. I want to be a wayfinder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure everybody used it during those winter months to navigate the seas.
Yeah.
Probably except through the Bering Sea because
they ain't no navigating that one.
she ain't fun in the winter. No. Although with the way climate change is going. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that is the 7 Sisters, the Iroquois Nation, as well as some other cultures.
That's cool. I like that story.
Information about it. I like it too. I'd heard of the 7 Sisters before. I vaguely knew it was tied into the Pleiades constellation.
We got a cool telescope that it's got like a remote control on it, and you can slowly move it and without touching it. And so we love looking at the stars and stuff.
And I didn't put it in my notes, but I wanted to shout out Richard Betty's books again, the Serafina novels. I think I touched on them when I did the Biltmore Estate, right?
Yeah.
Well, his 4th Serafina novel is Seraphine and the 7 Stars.
Nice.
And it's based off of some mythology of that one.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I want to say, I won't give everything away, but like, there's this person that shows up to help in the end.
Spoiler alert.
And it's the 7th sister.
Yeah.
A small bit of a spoiler. But you'll have to read it to find out who it is and what happens. because
Sure.
it's fucking wild.
So I've read the.
Oh,
Sorry guys. I read the first two Seraphinas to Patty for
yeah.
bedtime stories, but I'm just waiting on her to
I will admit,
help me
probably
read the
not the
third one.
greatest idea to read those books to a child under like 10
Yeah,
because they're a little creepy.
they are a little creepy.
The fourth one literally had me like on the verge of a panic attack.
Yeah.
Which admittedly, I was stoned when I was reading it, but
the author of those books, the way he writes is a little.
Or no, it's not Richard. His name's Robert Betty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He writes a little creepy.
He does write a little creepy, but it's very historic. There's very like accurate historical facts in it about the Vanderbilt house and about the people in the surrounding areas. I can't remember what his name is. Did the Cherokee boy show up in the second one?
Maybe. Is that the one that turns into a brown cat?
No. Maybe?
So there was one that was a catamount as well as Seraphina.
It might have been
and he
him
was
then.
trying to teach her how to transform.
Oh, or was it her mom?
Well, her mom showed up, but the boy did too.
Okay, then yeah, he's the boy from Cherokee. So there's even like a Cherokee person in it.
Yeah, they didn't say that in the second one, but
Yeah,
they may in the later.
they talk about him in the second and the third ones as well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he has another series called Willa of the Woods, which is based in Cherokee on a Cherokee.
That's cool.
I think a Cherokee girl.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read those yet. I want to.
Me too.
Just saying. But it's called Willa of the Woods, so I'd advise you guys go look that up too.
Yep.
But guys, that ends our take on Native American Month.
Thank you guys for listening. I hope we didn't botch it too much.
Yeah, I hope we didn't either. Like I said, I just do like real simple facts on stuff because it's always there's a lot.
There's a lot. There's so much, so many indigenous cultures out there.
And me personally, I feel like indigenous people can tell these stories better.
Way better.
So y'all go listen to Indigenous Tales because I hadn't listened to all their episodes. I'm not sure if they touched on either one of these, but I know that they did like the Wendigo and stuff too. So y'all go listen to them because they're dope and they tell a really good story.
They're funny.
And when Gabriel gets in his like storytelling mode voice, I feel like I'm sitting with a grandfather or an uncle around the fire, like smoking a peace pipe.
Sometimes they'll play little snippets of indigenous music.
Yeah, they'll have like a flute playing in the background, and I'm like, shit, y'all trying to make me take a nap. Y'all put me to sleep. But it is really, really cool. So go listen to them. Like, it's almost the end of Native American Month.
Go check them out.
Go listen to Indigenous Tales.
Yeah.
Because they got tales for you, I tell you what.
Yeah, they do.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us this week. And if you'd like, you can head on over to Instagram and search for the Paranormal Lovers in the search bar and give us a follow. You can send us an email at theparanormallovers@yahoo.com. And if you'd like to see a video of our faces, how you like my Vogue, head on over to YouTube and search The Paranormal Lovers in the search bar as well. And if you would like, holidays are coming up. I know like only 12 of y'all listen to us every week. But if you know somebody that likes the merch, go to our website, paranormallovers.com.
Yeah.
And grab you some rinky-dink little merch.
We'll probably be at a new one here pretty soon.
Yeah. And we're thinking about maybe doing a giveaway soon.
Yeah, we might do a giveaway next month.
We're just debating on what we want to give away right now.
Yeah.
So
let us know what you guys would like or what kind of stuff that you would like to try to win.
Send us an email, a DM. We've got the options of like doing merch, but I thought it might be kind of cool to also do some of Ian's art that he's done recently that you can see on our Instagram page. So you guys can check that out. Send us a DM, send us an email. Tell us what you'd like to win.
Yeah.
Because we're coming up on a freaking year.
Yeah.
Already. 4 weeks.
Yep.
4 more episodes. Well, 5.
We're thinking about adding, some more episodes for you guys to listen to too, boosting up some content.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah. Both of us work real hard, so it's pretty rough trying to research and work and raise our kid.
But we're doing it.
But we're doing it. We're giving it our all.
We're getting her done.
Mm-hmm.
Get her done. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.